This is a story how I almost broke my nose, or maybe broke my nose, possibly partially broke my nose. But I used to go home and run down the field and climb a tree every single evening. I would just climb it up and down and up and down and up and down. I don't know why. Maybe I was a monkey. We were all monkeys once. But I used to have abs as like a 8-year-old, a 10-year-old, a 12-year-old. I climbed that tree a lot. And when I was younger, I was obsessed with, like, weaponry. I was obsessed with, like, swords and axes and all that stuff. Probably because I watched Lord of the Rings a lot and I really liked it and I just wanted to be cool and be like a video game and a movie. So I really wanted an axe. I used to go to my grandmother's house. We would go like once a week. Shout out, Grandma. But at my granny's house, she had this small little hatchet. She used to chop up her own wood or her own, if any Irish people are here, she chopped up her own peat briquettes. But she used to chop up those with this tiny little hatchet that she had. But every time I went to visit her, I would stay outside and I would throw this hatchet at trees. And it was blunt as my dick. You would more sooner cut yourself with your own finger than you would with this axe. But I loved it. It was so much fun. But I got this tiny hatchet. It was a lot sharper because it was a brand new one. And I decided, okay, this tree that's down at the end of the field, I'm going to go down there and chop down this one branch that I absolutely hated. I hated this branch more than I hated most people in my life at that time. Because the tree was cool. It went up. It had 2 barks on it. You could climb up. You could stand at the very tippy top. I weighed about 4 ounces when I was younger. So I could stand at the top of it and the wind would just blow me left and right all over the place. But this one branch, out of the 2 barks that came up, there was one branch that just went this way. And it stuck out in the middle of the field and was kind of just in the way of everything. And I had to get rid of it. So I thought, axe in hand, I'm going to go down and chop down this branch that's been such a thorn in my tiny little white arse for so long that I put on my rain jacket. It was pissing rain outside. Cats and dogs were coming down. And I got my little axe. I was like Georgie from It. I went down, saw the branch, looked it up and down and said, "It's your time, motherfucker." I stood on it. I was wearing a pair of welly boots. Wellies. If you don't know what Wellington boots are right now, then you've probably not understood half the story by now. But I stood in it, and because they were not the most expensive of welly boots, they were basically just hard plastic, I stood on this branch, bent it all the way down to the ground, down to my level at 4 foot nothing. And I start smacking the end of it with the axe. I was smacking and I was smacking until suddenly I smacked, my foot slipped because it was raining, and the branch came up and hit me square in the bridge of my nose. Now, again, weighing 4 ounces, this branch hitting me in the nose sent me flying about 6 feet across the field. I don't remember much after that. I don't remember much of what happened when the branch hit me. I just remember being hit, feeling pain, flying through the air, and then just waking up. So I think I passed out. But I woke up, shook my head around, admitted defeat, looked at the branch and said, "All right, you win this one." And then ran back to my house. I didn't know what had happened to me. I went back to my house and I was so disoriented, so confused, that instead of running inside and getting bandages or asking my parents for help, I went up to my front door and knocked. I knocked to get into my own house. My mother answered the door, and I'll never forget the sheer shock that was on her face. I have never seen her make this face before or since, that I knew something was wrong. Apparently, I got hit right here, that it cut open my nose, that I had blood gushing out of the side of my nose, but also I had blood gushing out of the front of my or the inside of my nose, all down the front of my face. I don't think I actually broke my nose. I think I got very, very close to it because this branch was pretty big. It hit me with a lot of force and I was very, very small. And my nose was even smaller. My mother brought me inside, put a bandage up to my nose, pinched my nose and stopped the bleeding from happening. And then the wound on my face healed up and I went back to normal. So if my face is ugly and my nose is ugly to you, it's because of the branch. And if not, hey, what's up?